Are you ready for a great adventure? Today on The World is Yours. We'll begin our trip in Central America, submerged in the heat of Costa Rica. We'll catch some waves, explore its volcanoes, and wander through its lush rainforests. Then we're off to Northern Europe to see the vast array of colossal icebergs and beautiful black sand beaches that characterize Iceland. And we'll wrap up our journey in Asia, where we'll get a glimpse into the future when we set foot in Singapore, one of the most modern and advanced cities in the world. Get ready for another unforgettable adventure. The world is waiting, and the world is yours. Welcome to Costa Rica. Located in Central America, this tropical paradise is home to about 5 million people. Costa Rica is bordered by Nicaragua to the north, Panama to the south, the Pacific Ocean to the west, and the Caribbean Sea to the east. Costa Rica is known around the world for its natural beauty and extensive biodiversity, which makes it a popular destination for ecotourism, which is tourism that focuses on showcasing a destination's natural environments and exotic wildlife. This place has a lot to explore: beaches, dense jungles, volcanoes. Let's get started. We'll begin our adventure at the Arenal Volcano, a 7,000-year-old, almost 5,500 feet tall volcano rising menacingly above the plains surrounding it. Despite its incredible age, the Arenal has been one of the most active volcanoes in Costa Rica for decades. The Arenal volcano is classified as a stratovolcano, meaning that this symmetrical volcano is composed of multiple layers of rock, ash, and hardened lava. After a long hike to the top, we can relax by taking a dip in a river warmed by the natural heat of the volcano. How cool is that? If hikes aren't your thing, you can jump in an off-road vehicle and explore the terrain. It's an exhilarating experience that will leave us muddy, wet from crossing rivers, and thoroughly satisfied. The Arenal volcano is one of the most active volcanoes in Costa Rica in the last 50 years. Here's another one, Irasu Volcano. At 11,260 feet above sea level, Irasu stands as the tallest volcano in Costa Rica and one of the most visited due to its proximity to San Jose, the capital. The views from here are incredible. On a clear day, you can see the Pacific Ocean on one side and the Caribbean Sea on the other. Here we can climb by foot or go by car to the crater Diego de la Haya, located to the north of the caldera. But don't forget to take your coat, because it's quite cold in this place. This deep crater lake is filled with bright green water. Well, not always. Actually, the water color changes from this bright green to crimson red. That is not something you see every day. Our last stop on this volcano tour is the Poas Volcano. Its main crater is really something to see, and it's one of the biggest active craters in the world today. There are two main hiking trails we can choose from. The first is the Bodos Trail, a 30-minute trek through the cloud forest, where we can see an incredible variety of plant species along our way to the Laguna Bodos. This lagoon is filled with cold water that feeds into the whole park. The second trail is called Escalonia and takes us through the heart of the forest. Here, we can enjoy the many bird species that call it home and feast our eyes on the colorful, dense vegetation. It is truly a majestic sight. Let's keep things rolling at the La Paz Waterfall Gardens. This nature park is home to aviaries, which are large cages built for birds, a butterfly observatory, a hummingbird garden, a serpentarium, a frog exhibit, and, of course, a multitude of monkeys and jungle cats. The park is filled with more than just exotic animals and insects. You'll also find 5 natural waterfalls here: the Templo, the Encantada, the Magia Blanca, the Escondida, and La Paz Waterfall. We'll hike through a lush rainforest and climb unpaved stairways towards some breathtaking natural beauty that can only be seen here. Our adventure through Costa Rica takes us to the Aventura Canopy Tour, the longest zipline cable in the country and in all of Latin America. It's one of the best ways to enjoy the magnificent views of the jungles and valleys. See the wildlife up close as sloths hang from branches and toucans call from the treetops. You can also opt out for vine swings, rappelling, bungee jumping, and countless other activities. We can't leave Costa Rica without digging into some of its local cuisine, which is all about spice, seasoning, and flavor. Casado, a local favorite, is a dish made of rice, black beans, plantains, salad, tortilla, and if you're really hungry, chicken, pork, or fish. Wow, now that looks delicious. Chifrijo is made of rice, beans, meats, and chimichurri, which is a tomato, cilantro, onion, and lime juice salad, and served with tortilla chips. It's packed with flavor, and it's delicious. Let's end on a sweet note with a tres leches. Tres leches, or 3 milks cake, is a sponge cake, ironically made with 4 milks instead of 3, as the name suggests. Made using whole milk, condensed milk, evaporated milk, and heavy cream, this dessert is a real treat and is the cherry on top for our tour through Costa Rica. Now that we've replenished some of our energy, let's jump over to Northern Europe to explore an icy oasis. But first, let's test your world knowledge. What is Iceland's official currency? Is it A, the dollar, B, the euro, C, the krona, D, the pound? The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. What is Iceland's official currency? Is it A, the dollar, B, the euro, C, the krona, D, the pound? If you said C, the krona, you're right. Welcome to Iceland. This island in Northern Europe stretches about 40,000 square miles. Its landscape is full of volcanoes, directly in the middle of deserts, mountains, glaciers, waterfalls, and lagoons, making Iceland quite the dynamic destination. Iceland literally means land of ice. So you can imagine that the summers here are brief. During the months of May through August, the sun only sets for 3 hours each day, meaning there's 21 hours of daylight. Reykjavik, with about 130,000 residents, is the capital of Iceland. It's surrounded by nature and is a place where rural and modern life combine. Iceland is a Viking country, meaning we'll get the chance to live like Vikings as we tour the glaciers, sail with the whales, climb mountains, and enjoy the traditional cuisine. This is the Thingvellir National Park, which is only about 20 miles from Reykjavik, and was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2004. It was here that the first meeting of the Althing took place over 1,000 years ago. The Althing, which is the national parliament of Iceland, is also considered the oldest parliament in the world. This 63-member council is in charge of many of Iceland's most crucial decisions. This visit to Thingvellir National Park leads us to the popular tourist route known as the Golden Circle. We'll see stunning geysers. These special kinds of thermal fountains shoot a column of hot water and vapor up into the air. The Stroku geyser is one we'll be able to see here. It erupts every few minutes, shooting water up 50 to 130 feet in the air. Wow! Let's keep things flowing in the Vikings' footsteps at the Uxarafoss waterfall. This is a wishing pool, and according to local tradition, for your wish to come true, you have to throw a coin into the water and watch it sink down to the bottom while asking for something you really, really want. Well, it looks like my wish came true. It's time to eat. Let's explore some traditional Icelandic cuisine, starting with gravlax. This appetizer, commonly made with salt and dill-cured salmon, is served before meals with a special mustard dill sauce. We'll follow it up with some harkarl, a fermented and dried shark meat, or maybe fiskiboller, which is a sort of meatball made of fish. Yes, as you can see, there's a heavy use of seafood. These dishes might seem strange, but remember, part of traveling the world is trying new things. And trust me, they're delicious. All right, let's keep this icy voyage going at Jökulsárlón, a glacier lake on the southeast coast of Iceland. This natural marvel is one of the most renowned places in the entire country. Here, we'll get the chance to ride on amphibian boats that can travel on land and water, to see the colossal ice giants. Zodiac boats are inflatable boats that can get you even closer, right up to the icebergs. Not a fan of icy waters? No problem. Hop on for a jeep tour around the glaciers. We'll definitely see Jökulsárlón Lake in style. Jökulsárlón, often described as a dreamlike lagoon, will leave you awestruck by everything that is surrounding you. From its icebergs and plant life to the seals and birds, this place is sure to knock your socks off. Iceland isn't all about ice. Just a few miles from Jökulsárlón, we'll find Reynisfjara, a black sand beach where leftover pieces of icebergs wash ashore. Okay, so ice is still involved. But seeing the contrast between these chunks of transparent ice lying about on super black sand will be one of the most memorable images you'll have of this island nation. Vatnajökull National Park, Europe's largest national park, is also located here, in Iceland. It was established in 2008 by joining together two older national parks. The name of the park derives from the immense glacier of the same name, which occupies almost 8% of the total surface area of the entire country. That's one massive glacier. And, appropriately, the park is huge too, about 5,000 square miles of land, and, not surprisingly, home to numerous icy cold waterfalls. When we come back, we'll jet off to our last stop. But first, let's test your world knowledge. How many islands make up the Republic of Singapore? A, 63. B, 20. C, 6. D, more than 100. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. How many islands make up the Republic of Singapore? A, 63. B, 20. C, 6. D, more than 100. If you said A, 63, you're right. 63 islands make up the Republic of Singapore. Singapore is located in Asia between Malaysia and Indonesia. The name Singapore means Lion City in Sanskrit. The city-state is characterized as a technology, commerce, and financial center. It's a multiracial nation with Chinese, Malaysian, and Indian influences. And it's currently considered one of the most prosperous city-states in Asia, as well as in the world. The modernity of its buildings mixes seamlessly with the beauty of its beaches. Singapore offers a variety of food for everyone, thanks to its many year-round international festivals and amazing street food. We'll begin our tour through Singapore with a stop at the Gardens by the Bay. a favorite spot among nature lovers. Let's head to one of the most visited areas of the gardens, the Supertree Grove. These enormous tree-like structures reach up to 164 feet, designed like vertical gardens, full of climbing vines, variety of orchids, bromeliads, and ferns. We'll also find the OCBC Skyway here, a nearly 420-foot-long elevated walkway from which we can see awesome panoramic views of the gardens. Some of these trees have solar panels that collect sufficient energy during the day and supply illumination after the sun goes down. Seeing them at night is an amazing experience. There are two huge conservatories, large glass rooms that serve as greenhouses in the gardens. The cloud forest, which creates a world of mist and plant life, and the flower dome, which houses a spectacular array of flowers. These flowers and plants come from the Mediterranean and semi-desert regions. Each of these conservatories is important because they create different environments within the same garden. Singapore does not lack when it comes to natural beauty. Another site full of natural wonder is the Singapore Botanical Gardens. It was established in 1859 and was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2015. This urban oasis still stands at the same location where it was established more than 150 years ago. It's surrounded with beautiful views and a large variety of plants, making it an incredible place to explore. Within the botanical gardens, we'll find the National Orchid Garden, which houses a huge array of orchids, making it a spectacle of form and color. This garden holds great significance for the people of Singapore, since the Vanda Miss Joachim, an orchid, is the national flower. Here you can see over 1,000 species of orchid, as well as 2,000 hybrids. Incredible! This extraordinary collection has been expanded with orchids brought in from other countries around the world. The National Orchid Garden is divided into 4 areas: the spring zone, the summer zone, the fall zone, and the winter zone. They've been set up in accordance to the colors of the flowers that represent each of the 4 seasons. This orchid collection is considered to be one of the most diverse in the world. Let's head over to the historic Clark Quay, an important landmark on the banks of the Singapore River. It's comprised of 5 city blocks and is one of the busiest areas in Singapore. The area is full of restaurants, each unique and exuding local culture, where we can enjoy the cuisine of the city. There are also a lot of street vendors with street stalls, where you can try a variety of typical Singapore dishes. Crab is a specialty here. Whether it's prepared with pepper, chili, or a number of other spices, crab is one of the most important dishes in Singapore. The satay, which are kebabs of marinated chicken or pork with peanut sauce, is another favorite. Char kway tao, a delicious rice noodles dish with garlic, jumbo shrimp, and different sauces, is also a must-have. Outstanding! Well, we've got a little more to see here in Singapore. But first, let's test your world knowledge. Singapore is home to the second biggest what in the world? A. Chocolate factory. B. Ice cream museum. C. Ferris wheel. D. Telescope. The answer coming up when we return to The World Is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. Singapore is home to the second biggest what in the world? A. Chocolate factory. B. Ice cream museum. C. Ferris wheel. D. Telescope. If you said C. Ferris wheel, you're right. Singapore had the tallest Ferris wheel in the world until 2014, when the High Roller in Las Vegas opened. Let's continue our journey here at the Singapore Flyer. Hope you're not afraid of heights, because we are going up, way up. At a staggering 541 feet in the air, you're guaranteed a fantastic view of the city from here. The Singapore Flyer opened to the public on March 1st, 2008. The center wheel is 492 feet in diameter and has 28 compartments, each about the size of a city bus. Each compartment has space for 28 passengers. In addition to the incredible views of Singapore, sometimes on a clear day, we can even see as far as the neighboring countries of Malaysia and Indonesia. That's incredible. If you're a Formula One fan, here's a fun fact. If you visit Singapore during the Formula One Grand Prix, which is generally around the end of September, you can watch the race from the Ferris wheel as the circuit runs right by it. How cool is that? Well, that wraps up our adventure for today. And it really was one for the books. We explored the gigantic, powerful Costa Rican volcanoes. We witnessed the fascinating icebergs in Iceland. And we ended up in one of the most modern cities in the world, Singapore, with a view like never before. Thanks for joining us on our trip around the world. There are many more adventures to come. Until next time, the world is waiting, and the world is yours.